Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. Check me out, y'all. Listen to me. I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The hustle is always on. The con is always on in here, right? One of the places that I think a lot of people don't even realize or don't even suspect that the hustle is going on is during Bible study, right? The foundation is being laid. And let me tell you this story, right? Because this came to me the other day. You know what I'm saying? I've always been aware of it and watching whatever, but I try to stay positive in my approach to everything that I do in here. But sometimes things get put back in your face where you say, I got to say something about this because a lot of people may not be aware of what's going on, right? You know what I'm saying? With their loved ones in prison. And I would hope that, some of the stuff that I'm saying to you, excuse me, I'm hoping that some of the stuff that I'm saying to you when you're talking to your loved ones on the phone, you know what I'm saying, when they call you from prison, that you would tell them, look, you might need to watch out for this or watch out for that, right? Because they may not be aware of it, or they just need somebody to say something to them, somebody that they respect, somebody that they love, you know what I'm saying? So they'll act it out and do what they need to do, right? But look here, check it out. The other night, I was in the line to get my ice cream. Yeah, they sell us ice cream in here every now and again. You know what I'm saying? And I've been blessed to be able to get me some ice cream. That night I ate me some sea salt caramel, right? That's been something that I just come to know about, learn about, and it's fire, y'all. I'm telling you, that sea salt caramel, ooh wee. But I normally eat moose tracks and butter pecan and stuff like that, right? But that sea salt caramel was calling me that night. But anyway, I'm standing in line to get my ice cream, and one of my partners, my kinfolk, he's in front of me, right? And I see him, he's already got his ice cream. I said, you eating again? Because we can get ice cream at like two different times of the day, right? He had gotten some earlier. He loves ice cream as much as I do, right? So I was just throwing a joke at him. I said, you getting ice cream again, man? He was like, nah, I'm getting this for bruh, this and that. And I gave him that look, you know what I'm saying? You got that look when somebody in your family done something, they ain't got no business, you give them that look like, all right now. That's the type of look that I gave him, right? I'm looking at him and he's like, what is it, fam? And I said, you need to watch, dude, man. You know what I'm saying? I said, I saw you talking to him earlier and I didn't want to say anything, but this dude I've been knowing over 20 some years. You know what I'm saying? And let me lay the foundation with him. He had been in here a long time. He had gotten out, you know what I'm saying, on a life sentence, actually. He had gotten out of prison and whatnot and was out there doing fantastic. So things happened. He caught a case and he came back. You know what I'm saying? He's got a boatload of time to do, right? Fighting it on appeal, all of this. You know what I'm saying, y'all. But anyway, excuse me, my throat's kind of scratchy today, y'all. But anyway, he comes back into the system. He's got family support, a wife, and things like that, right? But after you've been in here for a while, especially if you're somebody that comes back into the system, the people that are with you initially, they seem to tend to want to fall away, right? Because they start to lose hope that, your appeal is going to work. And then the reality of life starts to set in. You were out there, you were doing great. You did something you ain't had no business, or you were accused of doing something you didn't have no business. You know what I'm saying? From where they sit, it's like, look, you knew better. Even if somebody's lying on you, you put yourself in a bad situation. Don't get me wrong. Stuff happens that a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, get accused of and they didn't do. But anyway, the case still remains. He came back, and it looks like, the money that he was having when he first came back, it's starting to dry up, particularly because he went to trial, got found guilty. Now he's got these fines and fees, right? Fines and fees is basically where when you go through the system and you lose, right, you got to pay court costs, fine and fees, victim compensation fund, all that kind of stuff, right? And they take half of everything that you got on your books, right? When you work, they take half of that money. If somebody sends you some money in, they take half of that money, right? And it really leaves you with just a little bit to take care of what it is that you need to take care of, whether it be hygiene, food, whatever the case may be. It doesn't leave you with a lot to take care of yourself and get those extras that, we are sometimes blessed to be able to get, right? So this particular individual, what he does and what he's been doing, you know what I'm saying, as long as I've known him now, don't get me wrong, I try my best to stay positive. You know what I'm saying? He's got a lot of good qualities, but if he has to, he gonna pop his whip. It's just what it is, y'all. He gonna pop his whip. And one of the main, you know what I'm saying, tools in his toolbox is that word. It's that word. Now he'll say he's being blessed, but let me show you how. Let me break this down for you so you can see how, somebody like me might be skeptical about this is a blessing coming your way, or was you taking advantage of people, right? This is how it pops, right? This is how it goes down. He'll be in these Bible studies, right? And it'll be a lot of guys in the Bible study. And when you're in Bible study in here, you want to lower your guard. You want to be the person that the word is teaching you to be. You understand what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. You don't have to be in Bible study to do that. But particularly those guys that are in Bible study, they try to be the guys in the pod, the guys on the compound that want to be looked at and respected in a way that they're carrying and conducting their lives in a certain way, in the right way, in a virtuous way. You know what I'm saying? So if you ask these brothers for help, they're going to give it to you. You feel what I'm saying? But that opens the door in this environment to a lot of manipulation and being taken advantage of, right? So this particular person that I'm talking about, what he does is he joins these Bible studies. Now, that don't mean that the word that he's getting, you know what I'm saying, is not seeping in, but it's not going all the way in. I'm going to tell y'all, just keeping it 100, right? What he does is when he's in these Bible studies, he'll start to pick different people that he's aligning himself with, you know what I'm saying? And then he'll start to say, can I get something from you, brother? Until my money gets straight. You got a shot of coffee for me. You got this for me, that for me. So he cuts out about 7 or 8 people within that Bible study, and he hits them. And when I say hits them, I'm talking about he's hitting them. But he's slick with it. Like he'll go get a bag of coffee from one brother, but then he'll wait until that brother is gone into the room, and he'll come out of his room. Well, I don't like to use house, but anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. He'll come out of his room with that bag of coffee and go trade it off to somebody for some noodles or pouches or whatever the case may be, right? You feel what I'm saying? On the surface, not much wrong with that. You feel what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, why didn't you just tell the brother what you were going to do when you went to borrow that? You know what I'm saying? You went to him to get coffee because you saw, and this is how he'll do it. He'll sit, when they pass out commissary, he'll be sitting at the table watching everybody's commissary sack. You know what I'm saying? We call that eye hustling, y'all. You feel me? I got to size you up before I can figure out what to ask you for. You know what I'm saying? So he sees this brother, you know what I'm saying, from the looks of it, he got about 4 or 5 bags of coffee in his commissary bag. I'm going to hit him up for a bag of coffee. You know what I'm saying? Especially by me sitting out here and he sees me watching, he knows I know what he got. You feel me? And see, a lot of these dudes, what I'm telling y'all, a lot of these dudes is in Bible study, they want to say no. But they think if they say no, they're not being Christian. They're not being a good follower. You feel what I'm saying? So they don't want to do that. But then on the side, they be like, man, he taking advantage of me, man. I know it. He constantly asking me for this and asking me for that. So these 7 or 8 people, they're all saying all of these things, but they don't want to be perceived as the person that's not trying to help another brother. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't get in that. I don't tell them what they should and shouldn't be saying or doing, right? Because it's tricky. It's tricky because a lot of times you tell guys in here, look, you don't need to be doing that. He's just taking advantage of you. They'll go back and say, well, Joe T told me that you taking advantage of him. They won't go and say, man, bro, you taking advantage of me. I'm not going to do that no more. Even though that's how they feel about it, they'll use you to co-sign that and have the dude looking at you as opposed to them. You feel what I'm saying? Because they feel inadequate to a degree, right? But this person I'm talking about, this is a family member of mine, so I ain't thinking about what he might think. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, when I tell fam, I said, look, man, be careful about that, man, because I've been knowing this brother for a long, long time. And this Bible study hustle, that's something that he's been doing for a long, long time. Don't get me wrong. I said, if you led by the Spirit to do that, you do it. But if you not, don't be running around here feeling guilty, thinking that you need to do this because y'all in Bible study together and you trying to do the right thing, you trying to live your life the right way. Don't do that, because at that point now you're being taken advantage of, or you feel that you're being taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, fam, you show what? You show right, because, man, he came and hit me up the other night and got 6 noodles from me here, and he got a couple of pounds. I said, wait a minute. How long has he been getting it? He said it's been going on for a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? Every 2 or 3 nights, he hits me, he hits this brother, that brother, and we're getting tired of it. And I was like, Didn't know it was going down like that, but I've seen him in action in the past. And he gets down. I'm talking about he gets down. He'll have more commissary in his room than the people that's spending their money that they get from their families and friends and what they're working on. He'll have more money in his room than they do because he's hitting up so many different people and getting $2 or $3 here, $4 or $5 there, and all this and that, right? The man drinks coffee like he's out on, you know what I'm saying, got to stay up all night on third shift working, and they ain't never bought a bag of coffee as long as I known him. Never. He don't even order. When he does go to the commissary, he won't even order coffee because he's going to mooch it off of everybody else. You feel what I'm saying? But his hustle is it crosses all lines. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm not condoning none of it. You feel what I'm saying? But people that use the word to make you feel obligated to do something, make you feel guilty if you don't, oh man, they play for keeps. They're playing for keeps. They're making sure that you do what you need to do for them. It ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I told my kinfolk, if you are led by the Spirit to do it, do it. It don't even matter how you feel, whether you feeling this way or that way. If the Most High tells you to do it, you do it. But if you feeling all this way and that way and you see what he's doing, you see that he's taking advantage, then you're supposed to say something. But I got to give it to you now. You got to keep it real with people. You got to meet people where they're at. Everybody's not cut that way. Everybody's not cut that way. And then I'm going to tell you something else. He even cuts into people outside of the Bible study group. I'm serious. If I really sat down and counted, I bet you I could count 15, 17 people that he's getting stuff from on a weekly basis. Ain't never going home. I always got a big old tray in his hand. Big old styrofoam tray, big old bowl full of stuff. But when you see him get his commissary, the bag real little. You know what I'm saying? He'll try to hide the bag behind his back. I don't know if he's because he's ashamed or he don't want people to see that he got anything. You feel me? So one of the other brothers was sitting with my family. They were talking to him, right? They gave me this conversation. I wasn't there, but they were telling me about it. They asked him, said, why is it that you're not able to get these things for yourself? Then he amped it up on him. He amped it up. He said, man, I just ain't got the money. They said, what you mean you ain't got the money? You're married? You're going to visit when you can't go to visit? Is she not sending you money? His thing was, they're taking my money from me. Well, they're taking your money from you. You need to figure out a way to pay that all off so that you can start to get the benefit of all the money that your people send you. Man, I ain't paying these folks. Now, see, that's what got me right there. When he said, I'm not going to pay these folks, meaning, the state. The state is the one to charge you these fines and fees. Because if you got fines and fees, what the state will do, the Department of Correction do, they'll pay it all off. And then they'll garnish your check until you get out of the penitentiary to get it back. That's how that works. You feel what I'm saying? So they want their money. They're going to get their money. They're going to get their money back. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. Unless for some reason or some kind of way you get the judge to waive your fines and fees, the state is going to get every single penny that you owe them back. But see, he's so caught up in this mindset, I'm not paying these folks nothing, that he don't want nobody sending him no money because they're going to take half of it. And then he don't want to even try to do anything to relieve the pressure on his own self, other than to take advantage of everybody around him and make them feel like they are obligated to help him because he's sitting in the Bible study with them. It's a cold game, y'all. It's a cold game. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a believer. I'm telling you. I'm a believer. But I don't believe in letting anybody taking advantage of me. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. We all work for what we got. We all do the right thing. We try to live the right way. You understand what I'm saying? And it's something real slick about somebody that takes advantage of you when they know that you are a believer. when they know you're a believer. Can y'all help me out with that? What y'all think about that? Do y'all think I'm off point? Do you think I'm missing something here? Do you think I should not even care that I'm being taken advantage of if somebody's playing me like that? Should my family member not concern himself with that? Should he just do, you know what I'm saying, for this guy? You know what I'm saying? And all those other people, should they just do for him when he's not really trying to do for himself? Tell me what you think about this, y'all. I really want to know, right? Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comment section. Or you can answer the poll question, you know what I'm saying, that I have on the Spotify, if you listen to me on Spotify, right? I really appreciate all of y'all listening. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.